just to get you up to date. Last time when I did this little experiment, I noticed I still had some lip sync issues. I think the audio delay compared to the delay of the video is about 700 milliseconds, as I found out what seems to be the sweet spot. So we'll see if that's what it is. Um, like I said before, Facebook does not like to play well with others, meaning other social media platforms. Um, but I found the way it looks like to go kind of around it. So I'm using two different encoders this time. Again, I'm going with the VMix. The VMix is the bread and butter. It's what's really doing the multi-streams, because everybody else is fine multicasting. Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, they're all say, cool, wherever you want to do. Facebook is the only one that says no. So I'm getting the output, the HDMI output from my VMix player, which I'm using an Alienware laptop, is going into the SlingStudio hub. SlingStudio lets you stream out to only one destination. So whatever you want to stream to, you can stream through SlingStudio. If you don't know about SlingStudio, it's another portable switching solution. It's a little bit limited into what it could do, but it's actually really cool for the price point. I would say it's a little bit higher than consumer, a little bit lower than professional, somewhere between that prosumer level. So I'm running it via this this iPad, the iPad Pro. The SlingStudio's wirelessly going to the iPad Pro, and then the iPad Pro is just picking up the HDMI that's going into the SlingStudio itself. So anything that I do in VMix, SlingStudio will pick it up, lower thirds, everything else, anything that's switching, SlingStudio will pick it up. The only thing it was a little bit difficult is getting the secondary display, because as soon as you hook it up, if you just launch VMix, it's gonna actually just show your actual laptop screen, so you'll see the whole console. You don't want to see that. You just want to show the output. So you have to first hook up the secondary monitor, tell the monitor what you want to do. You want to extend it, then press the full screen button once you launch VMix, and then tell it you're going to go, you want it to see program only. It's a few little steps, but it's something that you got to keep in your mind, do muscle memory before you actually remember to do that all the time. So again, I'm calling this Gaming and Complaining episode Deuce, second episode. So, we'll be playing some old school games while talking about, some of this setup I have here, and then whatever general that comes into my mind. So again, going through Facebook, going through YouTube. The YouTube channel is Mario C305. And you want to jump around platforms and see how they each do it. Facebook actually only goes 720, but I'm going 1080 out of all the other platforms. All other platforms that you go 1080, full HD. Compared to YouTube, compared to Facebook, that's only 720, which is not bad. It's still HD, but they still don't let you do quite full 1080. That's my Instagram handle, Emperadis4. Haven't put anything up there yet. Instagram, I think you only could even go live if you're going live from your phone. So, Instagram still has to catch up on the game. But it's a part of Facebook's platforming, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those things where they're not going to let you stream with everybody else. Twitter Periscope, same handle, Emperor4. So if you see, want to go to the Twitter Periscope universe, that's the way I'm broadcasting. And finally, Twitch. Again, this is the second time I use Twitch. I'm actually liking Twitch a lot. I might use it a lot more than I used to. Well, definitely more than I used to, because I didn't even use it at all. But I'm gonna give it more of a shot. I actually like the way it's set up. It's pretty user friendly, but it's a little bit different than anything else. So you have to get used to that layout. If you're good with figuring stuff out technology wise, I'm pretty sure you have no problem checking that platform out. So, getting to the fun stuff now. I'm gonna play some games. I'm choosing today the old X-Men arcade game. 2 days ago, Disney finally did the merger with Fox News. Well, Fox completely, and they bought them out. Their entertainment division. Fox News is still their own stuff, but Fox Entertainment is not part of Disney. So all the X-Men franchises are going to go to Disney. So in the future, we'll probably see X-Men in the MCU. I doubt we're going to see the same actors play unless they finesse some kind of deal. I'm not even married to the actors of that were pretty much in the X-Men universe. Interchange them all, I really don't care. The only one that they're going to keep the same is Deadpool, and that's basically the only one that people actually really do care about for obvious reasons. So while we're getting ready, let's put in some tokens. And let's bring up our audio so you can hear. I noticed last time I actually put the audio a little bit low. So this should be a little bit higher, where you can hear it as well, without me also getting drowned out. So, I didn't want to be Cyclops, it's fine. So one thing I love about the old X-Men, I love their variant suits. The old Cyclops suit. It's one of the things that Fox never got right, is getting the suits to look to the originals that kind of would be kind of goofy if you translate them to TV or into film. But Marvel's really gotten the hang of it. Thor looks like Thor, Captain America looks like Captain America. Again, it was yet one thing that Sony also got wrong with all their Fantastic Four movies and the Spider-Mans that were not the Sam Raimi ones. Kick him in while he's down. Good. After this Thanos saga in Avengers Endgame, I think the next logical step is Galactus as a huge villain. Probably like set up some smaller villains until like the Galactus coming, and hopefully it's not just like a big giant fart the way he was in the Sony version. One thing I think Disney is gonna do is gonna make a Marvel park, probably part of Disney World or anything like that. Universal Studios, I think they're gonna be losing their Marvel Superhero Island. Uh, Last year when I went, they were talking about they're gonna do a Nintendo Island. I was like, I wonder where they're gonna put that. Is it gonna be something new, or I think that's gonna take over the Marvel. And this is one of those games I played forever in the arcade and spent a lot of money. The kid that played Pyro in the X-Men, the old X-Men films, wasn't banned, but I like to see Pyro in his Pyro suit. I put the volume down on my player so I can't hear really what's going on because I don't want the back to come to my lavalier, and then you're gonna get some double audio and some triple audio and stuff like that. So playing it like back when you were a teenager, playing video games past your bedtime. I never did that. I think this is just like the old Ninja Turtle game, but they just rendered it different. Was the old Ninja Turtle game Konami as well? I really don't remember. Let me know. Hashtag it in Gaming Complaining. The energy went too low. Oh. What I had to do. I haven't played this in so long. Funny, you remember lots of it, but you don't remember everything. But this is the stuff that takes up the hard drive up over here. Do you remember algebra? Not at all. Do you remember that at the end of this is the blob? More than likely, yeah. I think it's a blob. We'll find out right now. And heat power. Get one of these down. Yep, there he goes. I was right. Can you make a big fat character nowadays and call him Blob? Is that a little too un-PC? Is beating him kind of like fat shaming, fat bullying? But he's a bad guy and he has a name. Something more tokens. If I remember, let me see if I can pump up a little bit more volume. I want to hear too. That shouldn't register in the lavalier. Can you get the Savage Land in the MCU? A hidden world inside, in the land inside Earth. Yeah, you did Jotunheim and everything else. Why not? And I'm getting murked by 3 people at once. The good thing also with Marvel taking back the properties from Fox, that X-Men is becoming back what they were supposed to be in the comic books. It's one thing I didn't like what Marvel was doing was they were pretty much purposely messing up the X-Men. They killed off Cyclops, they killed off Wolverine. Speaking of Wolverine, so they killed off like the 2 main guys. They pretty much like wiped out most of the other ones, and to replace them, they were going to replace them with Inhumans, which nobody was buying. You can't just force somebody to like RC Cola when you take away Coca-Cola. It just doesn't work that way. So now that the properties are going back, the new X-Men, Wolverine's back, Cyclops is back. So now they're giving them a good platform again in the comic books. Most of these games start off with a little FBI warning saying winners don't take drugs. But in the game you have to take a big pill for energy. This is the only game that was a big pill for energy because most of them is either food. Streets of Rage was like chicken or turkey. which it had to be because the mirror was like on some big time steroids. Maybe I'll play that one next. Some other, maybe episode 3. Ninja Turtles, of course, it was pizza. You know, only sword dwellers will get pizza, you know, off the floor in the streets of New York. Man, I'm getting murked by bees. What the hell is that big bee made out of? Wolverine's claws are made of out of adamantium, supposedly the strongest substance, but not strong enough to handle all these robots, because they need to beat the crap out of you so you can put in more quarters. That just didn't look right. That didn't look right either. I do like the kung fu hip toss that they do. Kung fu or judo? I don't remember those things this time coming. If you do, send me a picture of it. I guess I'm trying to look. Oh. That was not my hitbox. Imagine people were actually flashing that once they're about to die. It's like, ooh, don't get near him. He's on his deathbed. He's flashing.
Go and rescue Kitty from the cave.
Why I always say the mutant power one guy? I don't know. It's kind of like that glutton kind of thing, because I know I have a lot of lives. Doesn't bother me to use my powers and lower the life bar. So, stand by. At the same time I'm playing this, there's friendlies, soccer friendlies, Ecuador versus USA. Forgot to put that on DVR. I'll watch the recap. Just because I could. I'm gonna do that to every boss. Ew. And it's going. Stand by. Simulcasting. Simulcasting. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see what afterwards get the kinks out. So I've been working with this VMix system for about maybe close to a month. I think I've gotten most of the little kinks and bugs, user error mostly, on how this works out of the way. Aside from this, on Fridays at 4 p.m. We simulcast live on the air on QPTV and on Facebook Live on Christian Knight's Facebook page. His show called Lunch Break, where he does food that you can make in your office. Hence, food you make on your lunch break at work. Most of the stuff is either made on a George Foreman grill, microwave, and or toaster oven. Pretty cool, pretty fun. A couple of co-workers, they go host the show. The last couple of times I've been their official taste tester, and they make some pretty good stuff. I hand it to them. Who's the creator named Ron? Why would they name him that? Actually, I want to see what the score is on the game.
You must rescue the professor.
Sorry if I'm not looking at you guys. I'm trying to do a few things at once. So update on the soccer game. USA is up 1-0 to Ecuador on the 81st minute. They made the goal, and now minute 85. Ecuador has conceivably 5 minutes to tie it up. But I'm not sure they did. I'm getting murked, and I just fucked my deck. Didn't mean to do that. There's some distance from you. So when they're down and you get them in the back up, is that like camping in a respawn area? I don't remember this at all. It's like Space Invaders. Those big things look like Simons from Metroid. Hey, the energy out of me. Why don't they fall? Oh, that was cheap. One thing I want to reiterate from what I said in the last episode, if you're gonna be using, thinking about getting VMix, using this software, make sure you have good internet connection. Again, the camera I'm using is a JVC 250. It's going wirelessly through IP stream. So that takes up a few megs. I actually pushed it up. Last time I was running it on 3, and right now I pushed it up to 5 to see how far I can push the system. I have Twitch going at 1080. I don't remember how many megs that's taking. I have YouTube going at 1080. Again, that's higher megs, and I have Periscope going at 1080. Facebook is going at 720, but again, I'm running a completely different system with SlingStudio. So then again, Sling I put at 8 megs. I put Sling at 8 megs, and that's going wirelessly. I didn't hook that up to Ethernet. VMix actually did hook up Ethernet. I just find it a little bit more stable than wireless. Although the wireless that I have is actually still pretty good. Use it at wireless in the office and significantly less than the wireless I have here, but it works. I would say at least you gotta be pushing out 20 megs starting off. The more cameras you're hooking up to it, the more you're going to be streaming, the more CDNs you're going to be streaming to. Definitely affects what on what you can handle. You'll see it even before you start anything. The cameras will say losing connection. You'll see it. It's going in and out. Distance is also a huge factor. I believe, well, depending on what it is on what you're using as a wireless device, how far it can go, depending on if you're just using a modem or if you have a bridge. We hook it up to the JVC bridge, and that'll extend the feet on which you can distance-wise go about 300 extra feet, if not a little bit more, line of sight. So walls is definitely a factor. Bodies is definitely a factor. We were in an auditorium in LaGuardia College. We had the bridge in the middle. The cameras were in the bottom by the stage, and but we had the bridge down, so we had rows and rows of people blocking the signal, and it was kind of like kind of iffy. Again, it wasn't the strongest signal, so that also was an issue. But always do a test beforehand. Test your internet speed. If you're going to be going out to a location, make sure you get a good internet speed, or you're going to get or you have your own wireless cellular bonder. I've used TVU. TVU is actually pretty good, just to go back directly to the station. You can use TVU as a transmitter as well, if you want to use it for streaming, but you can't do both at the same time. So once you start streaming, you won't be able to take it back to wherever your home base is. So it's a little bit of an expensive item, if we're trying to do both, then it doesn't do both. But for what it's really meant to do, well worth the money. There's cellular bonders that you can buy that are independent. You have to buy your own SIM cards if you're gonna be going out. I think Teradek, they have their own system cellular bonder that you can buy. They do not sell you the SIM cards. You have to go out and get your own data plans, and that's usually where the most money comes in. So think about like buying 6 lines of telephone. And it's not like let me get the deal that T-Mobile has or that Metro has. I'll get 6 lines of unlimited. The point of cellular bonding, you want cards from different companies. 2 T-Mobiles, 2 Sprints, 1 AT&T, and one whatever else, because the whole point is, if one network doesn't get great coverage, the other networks will pick up that slack. I was behind the fire. Waste a mutant power? Get a mutant power. More power. Yeah, one broadcast I'll probably have somebody come and we'll play another game. It's a little bit easier to play off somebody than just come up with random stuff in your head. Although I don't know. I forgot who this villain was supposed to be. Oh, don't like that. You can run. I gotta get them ahead. One down. I'm down. Oh, you can't respawn here. And you're done. I don't want to waste so much time. He's out here mutant energy again. What do you have to do to get jacked like the Egyptian dude? He tried taking anabolic steroids. You have to eat nothing but chicken and broccoli for like 6 weeks. I don't think I want to get jacked like that dude if that's the only way.
X-Men. Magneto was planning to attack Earth from his asteroid base. You must foil his plan before it's too late.
I saw that little twitch
Go
thing.
after the giant sentinel.
Asteroid M. Another random thing that popped into my head. Uh, saw the headlines, didn't even read the article because unless it's like from a journal of medicine where you see the actual article itself, I don't believe the way they break down the science. Supposedly, again, eggs are bad for you. If you eat 3 or more a day, you have like 27% higher risk of getting heart disease or heart something. 20%, 27% overall, 27% of your initial, like however much, let's say your overall was 5%, 27% more of your 5%, which is basically almost nothing. But I love it, so that's how I was reading. I was like, oh, come on, not again. First it was bad, then it was good, now the saying is it could be bad again. Make up your mind. Well, this is where you end up wasting all your money. Speedball me into it. Why does the Juggernaut need a big gun? Does he hit the Juggernaut? Kind of think he has boobies too. I was wondering where Nimrod went. Wasted what, like 3 lives here in Murderer's Row? Damn it, I'm trying to get up and turn around. That's what I want to do. Stay in the same side. Oh, you This is not cool. Give me a super kick. Yeah, just did it. Alright. Start flashing. Now flash kicks. I find nothing funny about it. Why am I using my mutant talent? He took like about 6 or 7 lives already from me. That was cheap. Oh, what a waste of power. And we still seem to be firing on all cylinders. Magneto is defeated. X-Men succeed to rescue Professor and return to Earth with the victory. The struggle of X-Men will be continued. So this is basically what you used to spend your money on to be doing all the time. Yeah, it kept you off the streets though, right? So that was the old X-Men arcade game. Um, and that was a technical mistake. That's what's supposed to happen. So again, this will be the end of this simulcast. So I'm gonna take a look back and see if everything worked out the way it's supposed to. If again 700 milliseconds is the right amount of delay, I need to put in the line audio to match up to the IP stream of the face. So last time kind of like a no Bruce Lee movie, you know, with a bad dubbing, um, where my lips were moving first and then the audio came way after. Not way, but you know, almost like a second, significant enough for anybody production to notice. So I think 700 milliseconds might be the right touch. Um, and it's not only, you know, depending on the speed of your internet, because it seems to be a constant. No matter where I take in this system, it's been having the same kind of the delay. I think it's just the processing power of not even the power, but just the way it processes the line in audio via USB and the IP. I think they're just two different ways. So it's just the way they come in into the system. Um, that's a question I'm going to have to ask our providers that we get the system from, the Stream Dudes. That's their actual company name, the Stream Dudes. Bunch of cool guys, good guys, very helpful. Um, you know, so that's the end of this, and perhaps there'll be an episode 3. We'll see. Take it easy, everybody, and I will catch you at some other time.